You have people who are practically wasteful, but telling you they are actually doing it, they have a program, they have this, they have that is coming. No, they have nothing that is coming. And only time will tell, right? Because it is already telling. I mean, Abi? Right. But like I said, there is some good news on the horizon. It is not to your own interest, but it's good to know. Okay. Yesterday, a French delegation visited Kolu and they told him, we currently have 150 million US dollars of Abacha's loot that we would like to give back to Nigeria. We just need you to do the final paperwork and then we'll pay you the money. Mhm. So immediately people started reacting. How much gongon did Abacha loot? Eh? Like, why is it that almost every government since Abacha died has been receiving Abacha loot? Like, how much gongon did he? I mean, during the Abacha time, Nigeria was under different sanctions, okay, including financial sanctions against Abacha, against Nigeria. But the same Western countries of power that sanctioned Nigeria, how come they managed to welcome Abacha loot, as in Nigeria money, into their country? How much go be the money? But because Nigeria is a crime scene, every penny of Abacha's returned loot has been relooted by successive government that received the money. Nobody among us here can say they can point out what they used any of Abacha loot for in Nigeria today. Can you? Can anybody tell me? Because I may not really be in the know. I am not in the know of any. To say, oh, and Abacha, who died in 1998, Abacha, who died in 1998, from 98 to 2008, 2018, that's like 25 years ago. Nigeria has no clue of how much he actually embezzled from Nigeria. And I have it here on record that at least so far so good, more than 8 to 9 billion US dollars of Abacha loot has been returned to Nigeria. Abdul Salami collected, Obasanjo collected, Yaradua collected, Jonathan collected, even Bokuwari of APC, Egbekegbe, they themselves got at least over $4 billion Abacha loot, Buhari alone. And that was why Malamu, the Attorney General of Nigeria under Bokuwari, had to pull up a very audacious scam by hiring lawyers that they were the ones who drafted the whole agreement that was already concluded before these rogues came in. The money was being prepared to be, to be transferred to Nigeria. Malamu put lawyers together, and the lawyers said they were going to take 18% of the total money of Abacha loot, and they took it. And we are talking about tens of millions of dollars that went straight into the hands of these rogues under Malamu. It is Tinubu's turn. The whole kind of irony here now is this, because Nigeria is a crime scene. There was a guy who got caught as the ringleader of those who were moving money for Abacha during those years. His name is Atiku Bagudu. Abubakar Atiku Bagudu. So Atiku Abubakar Bagudu made a deal with Obasanjo that it will show where Abacha loots were. If Obasanjo and as well as the American government, who was actually in charge of that money at the time, if they would agree to his conditions to tell them where the money were, it was going to be paid 20% of the money, and it was going to be given immunity from prosecution or trial. It would not be held responsible for those crimes of helping Abacha to move Nigeria money. He got the deal. Under Obasanjo, Obasanjo got over 2 billion from Abacha loot when Obasanjo was in government, which means when Nigeria got like 2 billion, Abubakar Bagudu got probably over 40 million, if not 400 million as well. Yeah, like $400 million from the 2 billion. 20%. Do you understand? So he became rich enough to join PDP, then join APC, became governor. And since that time, since he was never prosecuted or tried for anything, so in case if this one pops up tomorrow and they say, no, he's now a minister under Pablo Escobar. So when that money comes, person will help loot Nigeria money is now the Minister of Budgets and National Planning, is the one who is going to spend the money. He is not the Minister of Finance, so he is not the central bank, but he is the one that is going to infuse figures. And when they want to spend the money, they will call for it. What an irony. And you are expecting what? You are expecting a working country very soon. Here he is defending Tinubu and the yacht that was being controversial. Shemeka tells you, do you know that that yacht, that 5 billion naira yacht, has been delivered already? Somebody said here 2 days ago that Mayegun, they are still going to buy that yacht. And I agreed with them. But what we didn't know was that they've already took the delivery. Now they are complaining that the House of Rep that removed the yacht money and put it on education, they have created a problem. They have created a problem because now they need to pay for the yacht. Baba, Abubakar Bagudu.
The conviction that it takes a team, and every member of cabinet is a stakeholder, is equal to the other, and needs to appreciate what is happening in all MDAs so that he or she can contribute effectively. Mr. President have emphasized it repeatedly, and equally presentations by experts have shown that the key things that have been of difference between countries that achieve growth and those who do not is that they have a plan and they stick to a plan. And I believe that has resonated with this. And this is something which our ministry is always in the leadership and forefront of emphasizing. Yesterday, in my comments, I said 3 things in the panel discussion. First, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, during the campaigns, have repeatedly emphasized the urgency to tackle security. And not surprisingly, 30% of the supplementary budget is for the defense sector. Equally, he has spoken about the need to support vulnerable populace and keep promises. Equally, 30% of the supplementary budget is also on the on palliatives. 400 billion cash awards, 200 billion cash transfers, and 200 billion cash awards. Equally, infrastructure, about 25% of the supplementary budget is infrastructure. So there you have it, about 85% is in these 3 areas. The mischaracter
Abacha's bag man. Now, one thing I have been sort of wondering is this. Even though we don't know how much Abacha stole, I think a lot of those who have looted Nigeria in the last 24 years, they probably have more than whatever Abacha stole individually. Oh. I'm not saying all of them. Oh. I'm saying individually. You have people who probably have stolen more than 10 billion, 15 billion worth of Nigeria assets in the last 24 years. And they will never cough up that money because they've never been tried or they are not dead. They will continue to what? To take as whatever it is that is available until probably Nigeria completely go bellicose like that. So that is the Abacha bag man. And how much is $150 million to these rogues? Eh? The guys that are cornering billions, hundreds of billions of US dollars. And this is not even like an exaggeration. I'll give you one instance. Under Goodluck Egbere Jolantan, those who were stealing Nigeria crude oil, not as massive as this. So then they said Nigeria was losing between 45,000 and 60,000 barrels of crude oil every day. 2010 to 2014. Somehow they did an investigation and they discovered that about 2 to 300,000, about 2 to 3 million barrel of barrel of crude oil stolen from Nigeria was traced to China. It became an issue. But by the time the conclusion of that issue was to come, Jonathan was gone. Bokuwari was in. Malamu was the Attorney General, Minister of Justice. So he took over the case. Instead of being on the side of Nigeria, dear patrioty, Abi brethren, the money came to somewhere around, what do you call it? Somewhere around 2.8 billion US dollars, kind of, or about $3 billion. So they decided to settle. Till today, people are still asking, where is the money that they got from that discovered stolen crude oil 8 years ago? Where is the money? Gone. So I can give you instances upon instances upon instances of those who are currently in charge of Nigeria today who probably stole more than Abacha. And here we are from the world beyond. Nigeria plutocrats. Sonny Abacha from the ancestral world is giving Nigeria pocket money in this, what do you call it, economic hardship, which kind of, it's like everlasting. It's never ending. Right. So Abacha gave Nigeria $150 million. And I can't say Nigerians, I'm going to say the looters in Nigeria. And that's exactly what that is. But there is a bigger issue. It is not in your interest too. So I'm not going to ask you to kind of breathe a breath of fresh air. It is just to further help you how Nigeria is fucked. Put it that way. We all know that Dangote, the quota system billionaire has enjoyed a lifelong monopoly to the point that he said he was starting a refinery. Since Nigeria, the giant of Africa, couldn't maintain a refinery or maintain refining their own crude. And the country is being bled to death by the greedy ruiners of Nigeria who kind of eh, opened the floodgates of like a drain pipe kind of where Nigeria's scarce resources will be sort of buried. Now, Dangote, who I can say is Nigeria's enemy number one. I have said that many times, and I have presented the economic proof of this. However, if you have been following the back forth of BUA, Rabiu, and then Aliko. So Rabiu is the one in charge of BUA, which is the guy on the left. Dangote, the quota system richest black man from Nigeria. To others, they will say probably he's a devil incarnate. No. Now, what I'm about to share with you it has nothing to do with these two guys and their fight. It is actually about Nigerians who are the victims of a rigged country. They are supposed to be brothers from Kano and all that. Now, here is the story. Okay. So, Dangote, who enjoys monopoly of everything he is interested in Nigeria, recently, or well, not recently per se, about 5-6 years ago, said that he was building a refinery and he is managed to get investors who are going to put down money and others who are going to loan them money to build this refinery. And it was going to be the biggest in the world. That was the PR stunt. A lot of Nigerians who showed kind of, who were so skeptical. Oh, he's going into oil production. Now they would have to shut everywhere down for him. And all of those things that people said. Others were like, I mean, come on. It's going to be like a private company that, at least for the first time, maybe Nigeria can actually, have something that is long lasting, that is not in any way laced with corrupt money or corrupt people. Okay. Something that some were skeptical, some were optimistic, and others were like indifferent because now Nigeria, forget it. But we didn't know it was a grand scheme put together by Buhari and Dangote. We didn't know. However, this Dangote refinery's idea, like I said, was an idea muted around one big businessman who controls 1/4 of Nigeria Stock Exchange. Somebody who kind of like, you know what I mean? Is capable, he could do it. And it was going to cost how much? He could do it. So they launched it under Jonathan. Okay. Nothing happened per se. So when Bokwari came in, they now activated their grand scheme of how to fleece Nigeria. Over time, we have had allegations of public officials, politicians using this same Dangote to launder their money, stolen money. Some were presented, some were given shares inside Dangote. Others were just they just handed over their stolen money to Dangote. And because it is Dangote, somebody will get in your own special office and special table inside the Nigeria Central Bank. He was a quota system billionaire, remember? Okay. What was the grand scheme? What was the plan? The Dangote refinery was going to be financed by Nigeria, but it wasn't going to be presented as being financed by Nigeria. It's going to be a backdoor arrangement. Nigerians won't know, and it can be done as quick as possible. And everybody involved, all of them will have their own share. And then, just like nothing happened, Dangote will deliver refinery, and everybody will put that behind them. And since Dangote refinery can begin to work, a lot of people won't ask questions anymore. Even if they do ask questions, well, at least there is Dangote refinery. Ladies and gentlemen, people are supposed to be sentenced to death for treason, starting from Bokuwari and everyone involved. These guys went as far as withdrawing Nigerian foreign reserve and handed it over to Dangote. And it is not a joke. Central Bank of Nigeria was mopping up dollars as soon as they can get them. Sometimes they will print money and then use them to replace the dollars and make it look like Dangote bought them. They didn't tell Nigerians that they were giving him money. They didn't tell anybody. Dangote was presented as somebody who was getting the money from some banks in Europe and other places. That wasn't true. I was one of those who raised the alarm. I presented the patri evidence I had based on the confession of all of these guys themselves. But of course, for those who will remember, it never really changed anything. When Nigeria was bleeding and they were depleting everywhere, Dangote was actively involved. And because Emefiole was given so much free hand, he also got other people involved. Okay? They were opening different bank accounts where they were putting all this money, giving them different title. Majority of them ended up in the hands of Dangote because he is building refinery. They rewrote all of their policies on petroleum industry in Nigeria for Dangote. They said once he built the refinery, he won't be buying the Nigerian crude oil in dollars. He will be buying it in naira. And listen to this. It would have been a great idea to say Nigeria under Bokuwari, they invested so much money in order to bring something that will eventually contribute hugely to the Nigeria economy. And in the long run, Nigerians will be the beneficiary of that. Something you can say, Mayegun, is that not an investment? But it wasn't done in good faith. Dangote wanted the refinery. Great. We'll give you money. We're also going to use you to launder the stolen money in that process. As we are handing you some of the millions and billions, we are going to be transferring some others too in your name. And it's all going to be traced to the refineries. Are you all right with that? Since they are the ruiners and the scarcity you are all suffering from today, including the scarcity that has created the a jump in your crude oil, your petroleum pump price from 87 naira to 142 naira to 165 naira from there to 615 or so naira today. Now, all of these were policies somehow they believed were to prepare Dangote, the quota system businessman, a soft landing. May I explain that one to you in case if that doesn't come clearer enough? Here was the plan. If they were selling a a barrel of crude oil, for example, for $100, and if you continue to have so much demand on dollars, especially from those who are oil marketers, so dollars and naira will continue to fall, dollars will continue to rise. So, in order to reduce that, they said they were going to give Dangote 600,000 barrels of crude oil every day. So, if Dangote is getting 600 barrels of crude oil every day and refining same, they expect that will cut the demand for importation of petrol, diesel, and all of that. It will cut the importation down by at least half. That was their plan. So if the demand for dollars to bring petrol and diesel to Nigeria is high, or let's say is cutting to half, it simply means whatever available forex or dollars will be made available for that 50% demand. And if the demand is cut by half, Naira stand a chance of at least gaining against the dollar. That was their plan. Dangote will be their saving grace. Now, that didn't happen. Dangote couldn't deliver, even though they have planned that, we are going to remove subsidy. We are going to reduce demand on dollars. And as for yourself, we are going to be giving you 600,000 barrels. But here is what the quota system will not let you know. If a barrel of crude oil is sold for $100,000, does that mean if the exchange rate, for example, is beat down because Dangote is getting half, is beat down to 600 naira to a dollar, She Dangote will pay 600 naira to a dollar exchange on $100 of a barrel, which simply means if you exchange 600 by $100, that should give you 60,000 naira to $100. Abi? Now, if Dangote is getting 600,000 barrels, is he going to be buying the barrels at the rate of 60,000 naira per barrel, which will be equivalent to Central Bank of Nigeria's official rate of 600 naira? Let's use their own technique. They never told Nigerians that. No, that is not how quota system work. Because when they handed Dangote, God knows how much, billions, they are saying $3.8 billion now. Tinubu's investigation just revealed that Emefiole, with the authorization of Buhari, Emefiole handed Nigeria's money, $3.8 billion to Dangote for his refinery, while they were fine-tuning their policies, including removing subsidy from fuel. Sure, you understand? So that when Dangote refinery is ready, they will make more naira instead of paying more dollars to bring petrol to Nigeria. They will keep all of the dollars they get, and they will keep. So the question is, did they agree that Dangote will be paying 60,000 naira per barrel if they succeed in that permutation? There is nowhere that is written. They only said Dangote will buy in naira. They did not say how much is that naira per barrel. You see that 3.8 billion they said they found that Buhari gave to Emefiole. Gave to Dangote. That 3.8 billion. They have used that money to give shares to all of these your criminal leaders, including senators. Apart from giving Dangote that free money, and he's not going to pay it back, they have used that to give shares, Dangote refinery shares, to your politicians, their family members. The problem wa ni pé Dangote no deliver refinery. And there is problem now. Where is the money? Where is the refinery? They said Dangote has been asking to see Tinubu since May. Not just since May, before they swear for Tinubu and Shitty Man. They said Dangote has been making efforts to see Tinubu because the Dangote that all of us know, whenever they are exchanging dollar for 200 naira to a dollar, Dangote, they get his own dollar from central bank for 20 naira, 25 naira to a dollar. So if you are a businessman, Dangote already has an edge over you. Sure, you get that is why we call him quota system billionaire who loves and enjoys monopoly, the monopoly of the criminals in government. Is the warehouse of the money launderers, the real Yahoo Yahoo in Nigeria. He has been like that for over 30 years. 30 years. So if you are a businessman and you go to the bank, the same central bank, and you want to change your money, where you are spending hundreds of billions of naira to get millions of dollars, Dangote will be spending tens of millions of naira to be getting hundreds of millions of dollars. That's why we call him quota system billionaire. If he is interested in your own line of business, the end to that your business is close. He is not a businessman. He is a quota system popped up billionaire or businessman. He doesn't compete. Dangote doesn't compete. If you think it's about money, bribe anyone and everyone in government, the seat of power will issue one single statement that will wrap up your business and everything that makes you exist in a space of 24 hours. That was where the BUA guy comes in. Dangote wanted to see Tinubu because they are hearing that Emefiole has made some confession. He has given some statements. He has released some documents to Tinubu. You know, Emefiole has been in jail or locked up all this while, yeah? There is actually a committee put together to investigate the Central Bank of Nigeria. What they have found is gravely. But because the intention is not, to punish those involved. The intention is not to recover those loots. The intention is to understand how it happened so that Tinubu can begin to ask for his own share and put his own guys who are going to now monitor this and make himself benefit from the rot as well. It's not because of you, because if it's all about you, Bokwari will not be in his house in Daura right now. He will be in prison. And I'm not joking. At least you would have more than 100 people who are either minister, special advisor, who worked in central bank, whether they are a consultant or what have you, including emirs, senators, they would have been arrested by now. But it's all selective. But Dangote is now feeling like he is a target. Why? BUA, that Rabiu guy, this guy on the left, in 1991, they said Nigeria was facing the crisis of sugar shortage. There was no sugar in Nigeria. Dangote and his own uncle, Dan Tata, they were involved in all this commodity trade and all of that anyway. So sugar, grain, and everything like that. But they still couldn't match up. That was when this guy came to prominence. This BUA guy, Rabiu. It was from his own warehouses across Nigeria that they could see substantial amount of sugar to sort of cushion the effect of that shortage that year. So you know what happened? BUA said immediately they were kind of shot to that national limelight. Dangote approached them and offered to buy the sugar from them. In fact, there is actually a statement released, but I'm not going to bore you with all of what is in there. I'll give you the summary. That BUA guy is close to Tinubu. Here you get. And Dangote is now suspecting that BUA guy, who is also building his own refinery in Akwa Ibom, his own refinery is supposed to be at least 1/3 size of that of Dangote. He has been building his own refinery without any money from Nigeria government. 200,000 barrels a day capacity refinery, 100 megawatt of electricity powered refinery in Akwa Ibom, very close to where he's going to get his own resources. He's made his own deal, and Dangote, the quota system billionaire, is now feeling like Tinubu's government, through the investigation of Emefiole, they were going to ask him to cough out all of the money they collected from a Central Bank of Nigeria. And there is no money anywhere anymore. Dangote refinery, that they have been using propaganda to tell you that it was going to be ready in 2019, 2020. They said it was coronavirus. That is why it wasn't going to be ready in 2020. They shifted it to 2022. Then they shifted it again to 2023. And in May 2023, Bokuwari was flown there, and a lot of them were there. They were cutting the tape of Dangote refinery that is now completed. They were commissioning a 25% plant called refinery, and they know that the place that has cost Nigeria Nigeria over $10 billion, over $10 billion that cannot be accounted for. It has become a complete failure. They tried to see if they could make something up, but it didn't work. So that is why Dangote left a 7-page editorial in different Nigerian newspapers that BUA is against his business. He has been doing everything to blackmail him. He has been going to Tinubu to tell Tinubu that politicians under Buhari, they used Dangote refinery to launder money, that Dangote is involved in money laundering, that he cannot account for those billions of dollars. Remember, on the day of the launch of Dangote refinery, Emefiole said Dangote has paid back 70% of the money they gave to him to open the refinery. I remember coming on to Mayegun's Diary Politico. One, to tell you that there is no Dangote refinery anywhere is a ruse, is a scam. And somehow, it is about to be exposed. I said that at that time. And I said, could you please tell me how a business that took a loan from Central Bank of Nigeria without Nigerians knowing But on the day of the launching of the supposed refinery, the Central Bank Governor of Nigeria announced that the refinery that is here to actually refine a bottle of petrol, 1 liter of petrol or 1 liter of diesel, has paid back 70% of the loan. How? I remember then they said the opponents that are currently jumping up and down, that God gave them vision, that Nigerian naira is going to gain against the dollar, and Nigerians will begin to smile from February. The Afofungbemus, the opponents that you can say the humbled slaves or voluntary slaves, they said, you don't wish Nigeria well. Why are you, why is it that any good news about Nigeria is always making you Mayegun, you have something to say about it? Can't you just be happy? I said, I don't celebrate fraud. When you know something is fraud, you don't celebrate fraud, because the consequences of celebrating fraud is that when you finish eating the lie, the truth, finally staring you on the face, you will look so stupid and foolish. That's what you look like. And I don't like looking foolish or stupid. Do you understand that? So it didn't take long. Dangote refinery is going to start work at the end of June. You enemy of progress of Nigeria, shame on you. This is November 2023. And I, Mayegun, is still telling you, not 24, not 2025, not 2026, you are not getting any Dangote refinery from anywhere. Because the purpose of funding Dangote refinery was not it wasn't a project funded by business interest. It was funded by looted money from the treasury of Nigeria. They depleted Nigeria treasury. Hello, these guys emptied. They used Nigeria foreign reserve, 33 billion US dollar foreign reserve. They use it as a collateral to collect cash from American lenders, cash of $30 billion dollars. Up to this moment, nobody knows what they did with that 30 billion. This is not like borrowing. Sure, you get. They use Nigerian foreign reserve. Today, the giant of Africa has less than $2 billion in a foreign reserve. There is no chance or grace that Nigeria is going to save any money to push that up if things continue like this, which they are going to continue like this. For Nigeria to be able to even save any money, people have to go to jail. Real jail, including this Dangote. But it's twisting it. It's making you believe that some people are coming after his business. And this BUA guy is going to be the beneficiary. And it is not good for Nigeria if they bring him down. That will be the first one. I won't be surprised if Kolu will have the ball. Because for Dangote to go to jail for all of his crime against Nigeria and Nigerians and Nigeria economy, and all of his collaborators and all this, for him to go to jail, they'll probably rather just plan a coup and remove Tinubu. That didn't come from the blue, so it comes from my own deeper, thoughts, the real thinking. Because if they want to really flush Nigeria, I'm not saying they can, because they want to, but if they really want to, sure you get, Dangote will be sleeping in Kuje prison by tomorrow evening. Now, he's accusing that guy of trying to destroy him. So the guy said, Dangote, who came to his own factory at the time, now see if I feel read this one back to you. Now, everything looked tiny. So this is from that BUA guy, okay? I'll just give you just some dose of it, right? So the guy said, it was it's with a profound sense of responsibility and the heavy heart that we address the claims and very cheap attempts at blackmail leveled against BUA by Aliko Dangote in a recent 7-page editorial following months of sponsored campaign of calumny against us using third-party platforms. In August 1991, a young BUA was doing his commodity trading business just as Nigeria faced a scarcity of sugar. As sugar was scarce, BUA was lucky to be one of the few with any stock for sale, any stock for sale. and we stood prepared to supply the nation's need as best as our stock could. It was during this period Aliko Dangote approached us to purchase sugar. If only we knew it was setting the first of many traps in our business history. He gave us a Societe Generale Bank of Nigeria check, which bounced upon presentation to the bank.